I know. I really shouldn't be listening, but we've been over this. I'm bored, remember? They're loud. So then, the girls repeat what I have already gleaned from their earlier gossiping. This trip to London is their first solo visit to the capital, a gift from their parents to celebrate the end of GCSEs. They are booked into a budget hotel, have tickets for Les Miserables, and have never been this excited. You kidding me? You really never been to London on your own before? Carl, the boy band lookalike, is amazed. Can be a tricky place, you know, girls. London. You need to watch yourselves. Taxi, not tube, when you get out of the theatre. You hear me? I'm liking Carl now. He's recommending shops and market stalls, also a club where he says they will be safe if they fancy some decent music and dancing after the show. He's writing down the name on a piece of paper for them. Knows the bouncer. Mention my name, okay? And then Anna, the taller of the two friends from Cornwall, is wondering about the black bags, and I am secretly delighted that she has asked, for I am curious also, smiling in anticipation of the teasing. Boys, so disorganized. What do you like, eh? But no. The two young men have just got out of prison. The black bags contain their personal effects. I can actually hear myself swallowing then, a rush of fluid suddenly filling the back of my throat, and my pulse now unwelcome percussion in my ear. The pause button is pressed, but not for long enough. Much too quickly, the girls are regrouping. You having us on? No, the boys are not having them on. They have decided to be straight with people, have made their mistakes and paid their dues, but refuse to be ashamed. Cards on the table, girls. Carl has served a sentence at Exeter Prison for assault, Anthony for theft. Carl was merely sticking up for a friend, you understand, and, hand on heart, would do the same again. His friend was being picked on in a bar, and he hates bullying. Me, I am struggling with the paradox, bullying versus assault, and do we really lock people up for minor altercations? But the girls seem fascinated, and in their sweet and liberal naivety, are saying that loyalty is a good thing, and they had a bloke from prison who came into their school once and told them how he had completely turned his life around after serving time over drugs. Covered in tattoos he was. Covered. Wow. Jail. So, what was that really like? It is at this point I consider my role. Privately, I am picturing Anna's mother toasting her bottom by her Aga, worrying with her husband if their little girl will be all right, and he is telling her not to fuss so. They are growing up fast, sensible girls. They will be fine, love. And I am thinking that they are not fine at all. For Carl is now thinking that the safest thing for the girls would be to have someone who knows London well chaperoning them during their visit. Carl and Anthony are going to stay with friends in Vauxhall and fancy a big night to celebrate their release. How about they meet the girls after the theatre and try the club together? This is when I decide that I need to phone the girls' parents. They have named their hamlet. Anna lives on a farm. It's not rocket science. I can phone the post office or local pub. How many farms can there be? But now Anna isn't sure at all. No. They should probably have an early night so they can hit the shops tomorrow morning. They have this plan, see, to go to Liberty's first thing, because Sarah is determined to try on something by Stella McCartney and get a picture on her phone. Good girl, I am thinking. Sensible girl. Spare me the intervention, Anna. But there is a complication, for Sarah seems suddenly to have taken a shine to Anthony. There is a second trip to the buffet, and they swap seats on their return. Anna now sitting with Carl and Sarah with Anthony, who is telling her about his regrets at stuffing up his life. He only turned to crime out of desperation, he says, because he couldn't get a job, couldn't support his son. Son? It sweeps over me then. The shadow from the thatched canopy of my chocolate box life, me shrinking smaller and smaller into the shade as Anthony explains that he is fighting his ex for access, telling Sarah that there is no way he's going to have his son growing up not knowing his dad. Don't you think that would be just terrible, Sarah, for him to grow up not knowing his dad? Sarah is the one who is surprising me now. There's a catch in